Asya would stand before the collection of champions, her confidence and determination unwavered even in the face of certain death. Of course, Asya wasn't sure of what she could do. Rias begged for Asya to run, knowing that her safety was more important even than her own. But Asya refused to leave. She had been given this power. Of course, she recognized the faults of the one who wielded it as well as his offspring. But for now, she could not turn away to someone else. For once, she had to stand on her own and rely on the power that she had been entrusted with. Asya, please, Rias would say. You can't fight them. Just run. I can't do that, Rias. If I did, I'd never be able to live with myself. Her bravery should be rewarded, Ares said. Facing certain death, but not shrinking back, or cowering, or begging for your life. I believe she's earned a warrior's death. Allow me the privilege of striking her down. Go ahead, Yami said. Ares would slowly walk forth towards Asya. Leave her alone! Don't touch her! Rias said, as she was still held back in her restraints. You truly have his eyes, Ares said. That look on your face, the look of someone ready for a fight. Are you afraid, little girl? No, I'm not. Good. Then don't look away. You should see it coming. The shot that takes you down. Ares would raise his battle axe into the sky, ready to cut down Asya and take her power. But before he could, a loud cry would ring out. Wait! It was Dionysus. What's he doing here? Hold on! Before there's any axe swinging or head chopping, wait. Come on now. Ares, this isn't like you. This isn't who you are. What's the meaning of this? Hyperion said. What are you doing, Dionysus? Hyperion yelled out. I thought I told you. Yeah. You told me about betrayal, this, that, and the third. I know. But come on. You can't tell me that this is what you'll be satisfied with. I mean, yes, we all know that the girl is brave. No one's denying that. But come on now. Let's be real for a moment. You know that she's not going to be capable of putting up any real fight. You're supposed to be champions. Among them, the army of loyalists to the champion regime. Come on now, people. Have we not been a culture that prided ourselves on honor, tradition, standing tall in the face of adversity? Now you're going to just watch as this poor girl gets killed? Poor girl? Not likely. She has the power of father. She's not a warrior. You know, Ares, before you became nothing but a bloodthirsty slut, you used to stand for something. I watched you destroy an entire city because they ransacked a village of innocent women and children. Because you, God of War, even war has a code, an honor. And you're willing to betray all of that for what? To entice a fight with the spirit of vengeance? Or did you not learn your lesson from last time? You are not above law and order. None of us are. Whether you be Titan or God. Please, Hyperion said. We're going to take ethics from a drunk. Why don't you run along and drink yourself into a blacked out stupor? Trust me, if I didn't have to stand here dealing with this nonsense, that's exactly what I'd be doing. But, unfortunately, we don't always get what we want. You know, I should be enjoying myself, drinking and having beautiful women to my left and to my right. But no, what do I get? I have to deal with idiot siblings, a fool for a mother, and a washed up wannabe Titan whose ass I kicked a long time ago, standing around acting like he's important. You bastards murdered my father. And you think I'm just gonna let it go. If that's really what you think, then you really don't know me. I am a god of Olympus, and I have my pride. More so than anything else. Big words, Dionysus. But if you're the only one here, I'm not really concerned. Oh, you don't need to be worried about me. You need to be worried about him. From a distance, jutting into the sky like a ball of fire, there came a black Mustang set ablaze, and behind the wheel, a flaming skull that yelled, Ares! Huh? The hood of the car would smash right into the god of war. Asio watching on as Ares was dragged under the hood of the car, with Issei using the chain of 1,000 miles wrapped in hellfire to drag the god along. As he got out of the doors, the car exploding on impact. So, the fool has returned, Gaia said. Honey, do me a favor and make sure you kill him properly this time, Gaia said to Yami. As Yami would raise the scythe of Kronos, Issei would respond by wrapping it in chain, pulling the god of dream and nightmares right before him. It's my turn. Immediately the battle would ensue. Athena, Aphrodite, and Apollo would begin to channel their power along with their mother Hera as they launched their attack onto Issei. Thanos, Hyperion, Oceanus, and Atlas responding as well, all of them surrounding Issei. Rias watched on as Issei would create a shield of hellfire, blocking them all off. He can't hold out for long, Hera said. When you get the opening, kill him! Atlas would begin to grow in size along with the power of his battle axe. As he prepared to bring it down, Issei would have his blank side guarded, It was Koniko, now in her sage art transformation and wielding the blade Durandal. Zenobia had given the blade to Koniko, the sword that could cut through anything. "I lack the power," Zenobia said. "If you're going to fight against that axe, you'll need the power of ex-Durandal at your side." I'm not really good at using swords. I prefer using my hands. You'll have to bear for a short while, at least until we can get past that axe. Here, take this." Kiba would give Zenobia a pair of swords. Holy Devil swords. They're almost as good as Durandal, but still powerful in their own right. They should suit you. It'll have to do. Thank you, Kiba. No problem. As for me, I think I'm gonna get a little fancy with it this time around. Kiba would use his balance breaker sword burst, striking his blade into the ground as multiple magic swords would appear all around him. Elemental, special affinity, magic, anything that you could think of. Kiba was going to need all hands on deck for this fight. Along with Azazel, and with Akeno and Rainier following behind, dark storm clouds would begin to descend upon the battle area. The two powerful fallen angels, preparing to use judgment lightning to its fullest extent to strike at the gods. "Save the Mad Titan to me," Azazel said. "That gauntlet of his can pull on the power of all those imprisoned in Tyrus. We just need to hold him off until the plan's complete." "Right!" Together, Team Grimmery would engage against the champions. Of course, if it simply came to who would win in the fight, the champions still had them beat in that regard. But they didn't have to win. At least not at the start. For now, their only focus was survival. Off in the distance, a shimmering silver streak would appear. It was Shala. She came storming in as quickly as she could, creating a powerful force field to block everyone from the oncoming onslaught. Along with her, an army of the rebels battling against the loyalists of the rogue champions. Olympus had now broken into a civil war. The two underlying factions, those who sided with Zeus, those who conspired against him. History repeated itself once more, and now Olympus found itself as the battleground to this civil war. As Ares rose to his feet, clutching onto the Blood Hydra spear, Issei would be waiting for him. "So, you've come back for another round?" "No, I'm here to end things with you, Ares. Nothing ends here. The war will always continue. Perhaps, but you won't be able to fight it, because this is your last fight." That very sentence set him off. "Don't make such a ridiculous claim, boy. I have been fighting since the very beginning. From the day of my birth, the only thing I knew was war. But yet, glorious battle, it's always been denied to me. Even now, what I have pales in comparison to what Yami got to experience." "So you're jealous of him, huh?" "Of course I am." "Do you know that my very existence, it's a joke?" The War of the Titans, the Great War, all of it had come to an end by the time I was born. There were no more Titans left to fight. There were no real battles left for me. And Zeus became a benevolent god more focused on the skirts that he could chase, rather than the thrill of combat. He proclaimed me the god of war. He proclaimed me his general. And yet, he robbed me of my glory. How else was I supposed to feel? And that gave you the right to betray him? I did what was best for my own sake. I will not be denied any longer. I crave war. I crave battle. Not just against you, not just against Earth, but all the realms. I will fight them all until I am all that remains. You're a fool, Ares. In this war, you don't care what it cost. I don't. You don't care how many lives get ruined. As many as it takes. You don't care who dies. I will build a world of graves. Your very existence is an insult to me. Then I relish it. Ares and Issei would charge once again. Issei's flames starting to grow darker. He felt the power that he was tapping into. That form. But he needed to draw out more. More! Using his devil wings, Kiba would fly into the air as he engaged in battle against Hyperion. As for Oceanus, he found himself preoccupied dealing with Zenobia, and Gasper, using the sacred gear of hidden battle view, would attempt to stop time whenever possible, creating openings for his allies to strike at full force. As for Issei, in his 2-on-1 fighting against both Yami and against Ares, the two would begin to butt heads. For Ares, he wanted the pleasure of killing Issei all to himself, and for Yami, he just wanted to kill Issei. But of course, when two are fighting for the same position, they end up getting in each other's way, and as a result, they became more enemies than allies. But they were able to get on page long enough to keep Issei in check. As he continued to draw out more and more of his power, it still didn't feel like enough. What was he missing? That form. The form that he used when he fought against Blackheart, when Irina had boosted his power to the max. Was it just that? A one-time gain in power that he couldn't replicate on his own? In his distracted haze, the scythe of Kronos, wielded by Yami, would strike Issei in the back, as Ares stabbed him in the front, knocking him back once again. The two would try to go in for the kill, only for Asya to step in between them. I won't let you hurt Issei! Because of their distractions, Rias would break free. With help from Akeno and Rainier, Rias would immediately shoot crimson lightning towards Ares, both she and Asya standing together. Rias clouded in the aura of crimson destruction. And for Asya, a golden aura of lightning would shimmer around her. The two girls looking on at the individuals that wanted to hurt their Issei. I don't care what you do to me, Rias said. You can try to take my life, Asya said. But if you come after the man I love, I will kill you! They both yelled in unison as they raised their hands together. The power of Zeus, the inherited power of destruction combined, golden and crimson lightning merged together as one, as they struck against the likes of Yami and Ares, sending them back. For Issei, he had never seen this look on Asia's face before. Asia? When did she? How did she? Asia was giving it her all. She'd never known this swelling of power, to be on the offense for a change. Of course, it wasn't that Asia never got angry. It wasn't that Asia could never make any move to defend herself. But in that moment, seeing the boy that she loved fighting for his life, fighting for her life, she understood. All those times that Issei was angry on her behalf, all those times that she had watched him lose control. For so long she had been in a place of weakness. But now she understood. When you love someone, when you truly love someone, you can't watch them get hurt. You can't allow it to happen. You'll do everything in your power to protect them. Issei always did that for her. And now she would do the same for him. Both Rias and Asia together. Fighting at full capacity, they attempted to keep them both back, though their rally would be short-lived. Eventually, Ares and Yami would get the upper hand. Issei watching as both girls fell to the ground, with the god of war ready to deliver the decisive blow. But before he could, Issei would block his strike, both his and Yami's. I won't let you hurt them. Issei would then remember. He remembered asking Lady Mephisto, "How do I get stronger?" I was wondering when you were going to ask me this, Issei. I'm surprised you hadn't sooner. Tell me, where do you think the power of the spirit of vengeance comes from? Revenge, right? It's in the name. You're partially correct. Yes, the spirit of vengeance, the angel of vengeance that dwells within you. Its power comes from those who are wronged, a righteous justice that must be satisfied. But it's so much more than that. Issei, do you think that one becomes stronger because they give up their heart or because they cling to it? What do you mean? There have been many powerful figures in history, have there not? Those who gave away their humanity, who gave away any semblance of goodness within themselves, all in the pursuit of power. They became strong, did they not? They were able to reach heights they never could have imagined. But eventually, even the strongest will fall. Whether you be God or man or anything else. But true strength, it comes not from discarding one's own humanity, one's own goodness, but it comes from holding on to it, even when the world tries to take it away. When you feel like the world is against you, it's so easy to make the selfish choice, the choice of self-reliance, the choice of ego. You lose any semblance of goodness, sympathy. Issei, your strength comes from the fact that you can still cry for others. That your soul is moved by the hurt of the innocent and the need to punish the wicked. That drive is your strength. That is what you must always hold on to. Always remember. You remember why you fight. You remember why you are able to stand, even when you fall. Justice can never be killed. It can never be destroyed. You are the living embodiment of justice. A justice that is everlasting. A justice that is eternal. A justice that burns with righteous fury. A flame that cannot be extinguished. That is what you are, Issei Hyodo. You are justice. Both Yami and Ares would watch as the flames of Issei began to change from a bright orange to a dark crimson. The crimson flames began to surround him. It's just like before, Rhea said as she helped Asya to her feet. Like that time for Blackheart. He's turning into it again. He's tapping into his true power. The crimson flames of vengeance. Issei's flames would now turn to the crimson red as he began to tap into the true essence of hellfire, drawing on its source. Lady Mephisto would smile, because even from her dimension she could sense it. Well, 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 Danny Ketch said. It seems like our little Issei's finally become a man. Lady Mephisto would smile. Now, avenge the fallen, my Ghost Rider. Issei would be surrounded by a storm, a swirling storm of souls. The innocent souls that cried out for justice, for vengeance, lending their power to Issei, allowing him to grow stronger. All of the pain, the death, you will answer for your crimes, Yami, Ares. This doesn't scare me, Yami said. You cannot stop me. I will not be denied my birthright. Bring it on, Ares said. Athena was fighting against the combined efforts of both Akeno and Rainier, battling against the two devil fallen angel girls, as they commanded the power of lightning judgment, striking away at the goddess of wisdom as she blocked with her shield. However, her prowess in war was not to be underestimated. Even at their best, Akeno and Rainier could not hope to take down Athena, and she knew it. But help would come from an unlikely source, as a blast of cosmic ray would shoot into the goddess, turning to see her niece, Shala Bal, riding on silver chariot, her body completely donned in silver. Shala, please. I don't want to fight you. You promised my father? I asked. Issei told me. What did he tell you? I asked for those who killed my father. Ares, Aphrodite, Apollo, and the one who dealt him the killing blow. It was you. Shala, Shut up! Why? Why did you do it? Why did you kill my dad? Because I love Olympus. And I couldn't allow it to fall. Please, you must understand. I would never, just like you would never kill my mother. Shala, Athena would be met in the face with a torrent of cosmic energy. Donning silver chariot, the new surfer, would lunge towards Athena as the two engaged in battle. Far off in the distance, Azazel could feel a new essence that he hadn't felt before. It was Artemis, and not just her. The prisoners of Tartarus had been released. The tide in battle would now begin to churn. The gauntlet of Tartarus that Thanos wielded, the gauntlet that drew on the power of all those locked away in the depths of Tartarus, would now lose its strength. And Azazel took the advantage, striking with the dragon spear of Fafnir, cutting away at the Mad Titan's arm, along with aid from Rosvisa using her Valkyrie magic, causing him to be locked away in a seal as Azazel would strike him down and kill him. Hera could feel that everything she had built was slipping. The streets of Olympus would begin to flood as Poseidon had now arrived. One of the few gods capable of accessing Olympus even when it was sealed off. And he hadn't come alone. Behind him, Hercules, the son of Zeus, Fire Lord, the son of Hermes, Stark, the son and descendant of Hephaestus, and Groot, the son of Persephone and Hades. Oceanus! Poseidon yelled. The battle of the war titan of water and oceans and the god of the seas, a rivalry renewed. Hyperion would give chase, as now Hercules would stand to confront him. Shala being aided by her older sibling in Fire Lord. You're here. It's all right now. Athena, it is time for you to answer for what you have done. I regret nothing, Athena said. Then let your final words be the words of a fool. Koniko would receive assistance battling against Atlas, as Groot, the son of Persephone and Hades. When given form, Groot looked as though he were a tree, but that was only the beginning. He inherited the power given to him by his mother and grandmother, Persephone and Demeter, the power over the grain and of nature, and with his father, of death. Groot's power came from every plant life that died, every fall season, every grain that was plucked. A plant, nature itself, they also had souls. And when those souls died, it was Groot who grew stronger. He began to grow larger and larger, siphoning on that power, until Groot was able to stand toe-to-toe against the likes of Atlas. Am I supposed to be afraid of you? You're nothing but a big-ass tree to cut down. I am Groot. Konako would aid Groot in his battle against Atlas. Hercules giving chase to Yami. It's been a while, hasn't it? Hercules. You and your whereabouts were unaccounted for. Father was prepared for this day, though I wished it had never come. I was gathering allies just for this moment. The seat of Olympus will never fall to you. You have lost. Hercules. Ares. He's mine, Issei said. Very well then. Hephaestus, with help from his mechanical guards, would now stand by his son, Stark. So you finally decided to pay your old man a visit, huh? Yeah, more like it's time for a change, Dad. What? Come on, the whole cripple god thing, it's kinda, old. I'll have you know, it's no disrespect to you. Really, it's not. But you've been slaving away in that forger for long enough. It's time for me to take over. You have to. Perhaps you're right. A parent should know when it's time to leave things in the hands of their child. But just for today, I will remind them why I alone am the god of the blacksmiths. What I forge cannot be broken. The champions, the rebels, fighting in every corner of Olympus, until finally, what remained, Ares and Issei. You're going to pay, Ares, for everything you've done. Do you think I have any regrets? Issei would dash across the battlefield to Ares. As Ares raised his weapon once more, Issei would wrap it in chain, taking it out of the god's hands and throwing it to the side. As he wrapped his fist in hellfire chain itself, grabbing at Ares as the two of them would begin to slug it out. Issei pouring all of his strength into his attacks, and Ares using the full might of his godhood. You think that I haven't been in my fair share of fights? You think I need a weapon to kill you? Ares would pick up Issei by the throat as he slammed him into the ground. It'll take a lot more than that to beat me. Issei would channel the strength of hellfire, burning away at Ares more and more. As he picked up his crimson dagger, he rushed towards Ares and plunged it into his chest as he began to incinerate, looking into the eyes of the war god. This old trick, I told you, I don't have regret. You don't need it. You think this stare is to make you feel sorry about what you did? Ugh! No. You will feel everything that your wars have caused. For every war that's ever been fought. That is the true essence of my power. Because war is not just limited to Earth. In every realm where a war has been fought, where the name of war has been declared, you call yourself the war god, do you not? You take credit for it, do you not? If you take the glory, then you take the suffering that goes with it. Now, Ares, god of war, in the name of the lives that your wars have taken, I cast my judgment upon you, that you will feel the full extent of everything that war has to give. Every death, every pestilence, let you feel it all and burn away in hell. The god of war now felt the full extent of the penitent stare. Issei made the god of war feel every death that war has ever brought. From every realm. Death that numbers could not count. That could not be quantified. Issei made him feel it all. As the god of war yelled. His mind could barely hold himself together. He felt every way that you could kill a man. Every device of torture that could ever be used in battle. The god of war felt it all. As the crimson flames of hell now had a one-way ticket straight into the body of the god of war. His body could not regenerate faster than the hell flame could consume. Burn! 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 No! You! Ares would grab a hold of Issei, preparing to rip him apart, but he would be stopped. Crimson and golden lightning raining down upon the god of war. Issei and Rias, they had managed to regroup, and using their power to stun Ares, it caused his mind to deviate. He couldn't focus on fighting Issei and fighting them both as well. They would bombard Ares with everything they had. Issei, pushing herself to the limit. Please, Lord Zeus. I want to help Issei. Just this once. Give me everything I can use. I want to win. Issei would channel the full might of Zeus. The full power of his lightning bolt and authority had been given to her. As she struck down the god of war. Issei taking that moment as he poured as much hell flame into the body of Ares. Now, die! In a final burst, Ares would put everything he had into his defense. Issei would be blown back. He could hardly stand. He felt as though he were going to pass away in ash. Aphrodite would rush to Ares' side. Ares! Ares! Ares, are you? Get off of me. No, you can't keep fighting. Shut up. I'm not done. It'll be all right. This isn't enough. Get up, Issei said. Issei was crawling to his feet as Rias and Asia would help him. Issei, it's okay. It's over. No, it's not over. I said, get up, Ares. You. I said, get up! Ares! Ares! Aphrodite held on to him, Hephaestus looking on from a distance, shaking his head solemnly. His beloved wife crying in the arms of the man she truly loved. Ares, it'll be okay. Ares, please. Apollo would also fall in battle, struck down by Stark, who donned the god-killer armor. Apollo would feel his life begin to fade. Hera watching as everything had changed. Athena would be overpowered by Fire Lord and Shalabal. Atlas cut down by the might of Groot and Koniko. No, this can't be. Hyperion would look to Gaia. We have to retreat. Oceanus was being overwhelmed by Poseidon and his forces as well. It can't be helped. As Yami continued his fight, desperate against the might of Hercules, he turned to see that Gaia and Hyperion were preparing to leave. As Aphrodite would cry out, as Ares' body would slowly begin to wither away and disappear like ashes to the wind. The god of war could not even make a sentence, only raising his withered hands to wipe away the tears from her eyes. As his hand fell and drifted away. Yami would continue his struggle as he fought against Hercules, the two sons of Zeus doing battle, as Hercules wielded the golden mace, and for Yami the scythe of Kronos. They were relatively even in power and in strength. Yami did not factor that Hercules would make an appearance so soon, believing that he could have been hunted down sooner or later, or maybe even convinced to join their side. "You didn't know him like I did," Yami said to Hercules. "Yes, you are his firstborn child. Then you should have known. This was always meant to be mine, Hercules. No, you did not earn this power. You tried to steal it, to usurp the balance of order. Don't give me that, as if you have been the perfect son. Father entrusted the future of Olympus to me. I am the dream of Olympus. No, you are a nightmare. That is what you are, Yami. You conspired with the enemies of Olympus. You murdered your own father and tried to steal the throne. You claim to be all-powerful, yet you cower and you hide in the shadows. Because you know that deep down, you don't have the strength to take it on your own. You have even fallen so low as to even scheme with Gaia. Tell me, do you have any shame? What do I have to be ashamed of, Hercules?" While the two would continue to fight evenly, the Titan's cause, it was beginning to crumble. For Hera, she turned to Gaia in that moment. "Mother Earth, what do we do? I didn't..." "What's we?" "My dear, there are forces far greater than ours that are at work." "What? Do you really think that I care about Olympus? Do you really think that I did all of this to sit beside the likes of you? No, I was offered something even greater, and I was given a lucrative offer that I couldn't refuse. An offer? An offer by who? Someone with true vision and purpose. Someone who will rise above. And someone who will take the throne." "What throne? The throne of Olympus?" "If you truly believe that the throne of Olympus is the greatest throne that there is, then you truly are a fool, Hera." Gaia would smile as both she and Hyperion would disappear, leaving the turmoil of affairs to Hera and all of her co-conspirators. Fire Lord had dropped Athena to her knees as Shalabal stood by the side of her older brother. "Do you yield?" Fire Lord said to Athena. "I yield." "Why do you offer me mercy? I killed your father. It's taking everything inside of me not to want to strike you down. But my father, among many things, was a kind man, and I will not do to you what you have done to him." In the midst of the fray, Aphrodite would be gone as well, probably scurrying about to hide, though eventually justice would come for her as well. While there had been a victory, there would also be much mourning. Zeus, Hermes, Apollo, they were dead, and the fates of those who had betrayed Zeus, they were ones who would not go unpunished. But first, order needed to be established. Hercules would stand before the people and address them, noting that they would restore order to Olympus, Poseidon by his side. Within the former halls of the Olympic gods, a council would be convened. Artemis, Hephaestus, Dionysus, Hercules, Groot, Firelord, Poseidon. They were all gathered together, as a new council of gods would have to be made. So, Zeus knew that in the end, there was a chance for a coup, Poseidon said. Exactly. That's why he sent me on ahead to gather warriors who would fight by my side. Firelord, son of Hermes, Stark, the son of Hephaestus, and Groot, the son of Persephone and of Hades. Of course, while Hades, Persephone, and Demeter also hold council, they normally reside in Hell along with one of the Hell Lords in Hades. As such, we would need consistent representation. That's where Groot comes in. I am Groot. Is that so? I am Groot. So he will take the place of his father then, Poseidon said. And we would like to fill in for the seats as well. And what of Hera? Firelord would ask. She is going to stand trial for her treachery. It pains me to say, but I believe that change is in order. Asrius and the others would be reunited once more, along with Issei. The worst of the coup of Olympus had been brought to an end, but now much work would need to be done in the coming time. A rebuild of everything that was lost. Of course, there was also the matter of Issei. She currently was in possession of the lightning bolt, which was the sacred treasure of Zeus. Of course, Issei was more than willing to give it up, but Hercules would decline. For so long, Olympus has been dependent on my father's power. But I'm going to change that. That is why I want you to be in possession of Zeus's lightning bolt. Me? No, I'm not worthy of... It's all right. I believe you have potential, though you'll need training on how to wield it. But you're in the company of good friends, and that counts for a lot. As for Olympus, I will take care of it, using my own power. We still need to bring this up, though, with Sir Zex and the members of the coalition. Safe to say, the death of Zeus isn't going to bode well. No, Hercules said. I do believe this is the change in tide, such as when God and the original Devil Kings were killed. Now another one of their former will join them. But do know, for Sir Zex and for all of you, Olympus will be counted as your ally. I would like to join in the coalition, as well as figure out more of Gaia's schemes. She's still out there, Rias would say. Mother Earth, the mother of the Titans. She's returned. Yes. And now she has the likes of Yami by her side. But there's still Aphrodite. What are we to do with her? She will face for being a conspirator along with the others. We will keep an eye out for her, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. But for now, Miss Grimmery, Hercules would say, know that all of Olympus owes you a great debt, and should you ever need it, we will be there to assist you. Thank you. I'm just glad that we were all able to make it out all right. So how are you holding up? Issei would ask Shala. I don't know. I mean, Athena's going to be locked away in Tartarus, Perhaps till the end of time, along with Hira. But Dad, we have a lot to do. It's gonna take some time. Yeah, but we'll manage. You know, you're pretty fast on that thing. You move on it like a surfer. You know, he never liked being called that. Well, I don't think it's so bad. The Silver Surfer. Has a nice ring to it, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. Your father sat on the Council of Olympus. Do you think you'll take a spot? No, my older brother will. The fire guy? He's known as Fire Lord, and yes, he's also a herald in training. A lot more older, stronger than I am, so he's going to be taking Father's spot as the herald of the gods. And I'm going to be his understudy, if you will. Who knows? Maybe in time I'll actually have a seat, but what I'll be doing, I have no idea. You've got a long time to figure it out. And if you ever want, stop by on Earth. Once I get my car fixed up, maybe I can take you for a proper drive. I like that. Issei and the others would say their goodbyes as they left away from Olympus, first making a stop to the underworld, to the realm of Sir Zex. There, the Devil King would be informed of everything that had transpired, giving him much to think about. We do need to give our regards to Olympus. I can't believe that Zeus was actually killed. But that's just a thing, Azazel said. I feel like this conflict with the Titans was just a start. If Mother Earth has truly returned, she won't just be setting her sights on Olympus. You think she's going to come after all of the deities? Likely. You know that for her, she believes that she alone is the mother of all deity. So a war with the Kami realm, then she can't be that stupid, Sir Zex would say. I don't think she's working alone. She's had to have had help. But from who? Issei and the others would eventually return home to the Earth realm. As they did, Issei would arrive to his apartment. As he opened the door, he was surprised to find that there was someone waiting for him. An old friend. So, what can I do for you, Danny? Word is you managed to kill the god of war, Danny Ketch said. That's mighty impressive. I don't know. Didn't feel that impressive when I was getting my ass kicked. That's besides the point, Issei. When you do stuff like that, it gets people talking all over. People in high places. I'm just saying, a lot of people are going to be paying attention to you now and what you do. So try not to get yourself killed, kid. Is that all you came here to tell me? Well, Lady Mephisto has a job, if you're willing to take it. What kind of job? You know the kind. The kind of job where you dish out some much-needed punishment. He would slide Issei an envelope. The details are inside, if you're up for it. I'll think about it. Just then, Issei would pick up his phone. It was a call from Rias. Rias? What's the matter? Didn't Sona take a trip to Europe? Yeah. Saji. He got attacked? Don't worry, I'm gonna go find him. Sorry about that. I gotta go. Issei would immediately leave and hop into his car, attempting to find where Saji had gone and to try to figure out just what in the hell had happened since they left. But something else was taking place. At Kuo Academy, a new transfer student had arrived. A beautiful girl with short pink hair. She smiled as she introduced herself to the class. Hi everyone. My name is Venus Antonio. It's so nice to meet you all. I do hope that you'll be my friend. Many of the boys in the class found themselves smitten by Venus's beauty, as Motohama would yell out, "So, you got a boyfriend or anything?" Well, actually, as you ask, there is someone that I'm interested in. All the boys immediately start yelling, asking, wondering if it were them, only to have all of their hearts crushed, as Venus already had a boy in mind, but she didn't see him anywhere. He's not here. Aw, that's too bad. I hope I can see him soon, though. Who is it? Isn't it obvious? I'm in love with Issei Hyodo. Do tell me, where is he? This concludes High School DxD Spirit of Vengeance. What if Issei was the ghostwriter? Season 5, Part 10, the Season 5 finale. When we get to the end of a season, like I always do, I want to say thank you to everyone who has been supportive of this series, who have been supportive of the channel as we get closer to the end of the anime Marvel Fallout Saga. This is one of my few series where I had to make up a whole arc from scratch. I liked a lot of things that I did with it. There were some concepts I didn't really get to flesh out. Some of you are probably going to be asking who is the Iron Man character in this story. That is actually Tony Stark, only I figure I should just give the brief origin story for him. This Tony Stark, or this version of Tony Stark, existed in the 1980s of this universe. And you know the story, Tony Stark kidnapped in a cave, bunch of scrap, stuff like that. But unfortunately, even though he was able to make the escape, he died in the process. So in this universe, Tony Stark and the Stark family are actually descendants of Hephaestus. That's why Hephaestus recruited him after death, pretty much gave him like the workshop, let him build whatever he wanted, and he built the God Killer armor. So that's what he's been using ever since. And Hephaestus, he steps down and retires from the Pantheon at the end of the series, so he's going to be taking his spot. I also used Fire Lord, since he was also a herald, Herald of Galactus, but in this universe, it's Herald of Olympus. So I just made him a child of Hermes, along with Shalabal, who is also a child of Hermes in this world, Herald, that surfer, all that good stuff. I do want to flesh out their characters a lot more in this series going forward. And if you're wondering why did I include a Silver Surfer, it's because Silver Surfer was a member of the Defenders team in the comics. Now, I will admit I didn't really get to flesh out her character as much as I could have. It just came down to time. Didn't really have enough time to do it. But I do want to try to do more with her going forward, making her kind of like a part of the team with Team Grimmery. I was kind of building to that, so that's something to look out for in the future. I do want to do more seasons of this series on this channel. We're already at season 5. How many more I want to do? I'd say maybe 2 or 3 more if possible, and just go from there. But all in all, I have enjoyed seeing the fanfare, seeing people excited for me to bring an old story back to the channel. So definitely looking forward to doing more of High School DxD Spirit of Vengeance, and I hope you'll look forward to it as well. But anyway, thank you for enjoying today's video, and thank you for enjoying Season 5 of High School DxD, What If Issei Was the Ghostwriter? And stay tuned for everything else that's to come out now and in the future. But that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings, signing off, and I'll see you next time.